What is going on, everyone? Mega here, and welcome to another devlog of our devlog series. And in this devlog, we've got some exciting updates. And as always, if you're interested in this project, you can follow we have a playlist of our entire devlog series. I'll have a card up in the corner for you for that if you're interested in checking that out. Also, we have a Discord server that we have. It's a very small Discord, but we're trying to grow it. So. So if you're interested, the link will be in the description, as well as the links to our Patreon, our coffee, and as well as the game link, because this our game is now completely free, and it will be a monthly update to the game, and you can find the game and you can download the game right now for on itch. And so the link to it will also be in the description. All right, so with that out all the way, let's dive into our devlog. We have some exciting updates. So right now, I demonstrated this character last time. This is Mika Isadora, our student council president, or well, in how it's called in the game, the student prime minister. I'm just gonna go through the dialogue a little bit so you can see the new CG that we have, and it's a very interesting CG, and I'll go over what's so interesting about it. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit, and then okay. So after this dialogue, it is gonna come up. So just pay attention to the game right here. And here is our newest CG. Now, what's interesting about this is that this is not a static image. It's a background, and then there's a sprite on top of it. She's actually a sprite split into her body, the eyes, and the mouth, and so yeah, that it's split up into its individual pieces. It's assembled together, and then this new sprite is placed on the screen on top of the background, and they both show at the same time. It was very tricky to set this up. So, I'm just gonna quickly. So that's what we're gonna go over in this devlog. I'm gonna show you how I set this up. But once you know how to do it, it's pretty simple to set up, and that is the purposes of this devlog, so that not only can you get an update of the game, but you can also I'm showing you how you can implement this in your game. So I'm gonna close the game because we don't need it anymore. Or actually, yeah, I'll go ahead and close it, because for the second update, we'll that in regards to the game, we'll just go over it when I'll just reopen the game for it. Okay, so let's go into Blender. So this is the scene that I set up. One thing to note is that the character was put together in Vroid, which is the program that I use for creating characters, and then I exported it to Blender. Now the thing about Vroid is how its textures are set up. It uses emission on all its textures, which makes it look very bright in Blender, and I'll actually show you. I have the actual original render. It's right over here. Yeah, this is it right here. This is the original render. Well, this is after I actually made some edits to it. let me see where I have it. Oh, it's actually on Discord that I have it. So I'll just pull up. It would be in... Okay, yeah, here we go. So this is how the original render looked. It's a little bit difficult to see, so I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. I can get this. And never mind. But yeah, it's a little difficult to see, but pretty much it's... Oh, actually, I could do it this way. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so as you can see, you can't see anything. Like you can't see the shadows. You can't see the lines, the edge lines on the face of the skin. You can't even see the fingers. So and so that's because Vroid uses emission on all its textures. So what I did is I'm gonna open up this, and so the thing that I did is that all I really oh no, that's the wrong one. It's skin. Here we go. This is what I did. Now here's the thing with the Vroid, that if you remove the Vroid textures, it screws up the entire the entire text, the entire texture, and you would have to do it all over again. The reason is because it's the textures are pretty much just painted on. There's no real geometry to the model. It's all just painted, just a flat plane. And so if you remove their textures, it screws up the entire thing. So all I did is I disconnected the material output and replaced it with my own nodes, but I didn't delete their textures, their materials. And so all I really did is I just did the same thing that that you would normally do. I did a diffuse to shader to RGB, and then I did a color ramp. These colors that I chose within Vroid, you can actually copy the hex code for their textures, and so that's all I did. And I did modify it a little bit, but for the most part, I used the same hex codes that's used in Vroid for the skin, and then I just played with the color ramp until I was happy with the shading. You'll notice that in the game these eyebrows are more they look different, and so do the mouth and the nose. That was post processing I did. I actually just colored and just pretty much just painted my own eyebrows and nose and mouth within Clip Studio Paint, and so because the face that I was trying to go for, I couldn't really get it with the shape keys, so that's why I did some post processing on it. And so then once I was happy with the shading, all I did is and you'll also notice that there's a little line right here that was a line that I was trying to do. That was a line I created because I was trying to add a outline within Blender, and I wasn't able to do it within Blender. So yeah, after I was happy with the shading, all I did is I moved the entire character into its own collection, and then I just hit it, and then I rendered this. So this is our background image, and then once I did that, I reshowed the character, and then I rendered it again, and then within Paint.net, I just simply erase the background. The reason why I didn't do it as a just remove the background within Blender is, well, I kind of tried to do that, but I was having trouble removing it, and so it just ended up being more easier to just erase the background outside of Blender. And then once that was done, and I don't need this anymore, and I won't save. And once that was done, yeah, that's Discord. and once that was done, and I erased the background, I put it into Clip Studio Paint, and so we'll go ahead and open Clip Studio Paint. And so this is after I did some post-processing to it. You can see that I drew my own outline. I also drew my own eyebrows, and then I drew an outline for the nose, and I drew my own mouth, and this created the face that I was looking for. And I also did an outline on the chin. Then after I was happy with that, I added some more shadowing. So I'll just hide the mouth, the eyes, the eyebrows, and the background. So you can see some shadowing that I did. I added some more shadowing around the hair, and that's pretty much all I did. For extra shadowing, I just added more shadowing around the hair, and then I exported it all. Oh, and for the eyes, I just pretty much did a lasso tool to cut it from the separate it from the original sprite, so to put it on its own layer. Yeah. All right, and so once that was done, and it was all on its everything was on its own layer, I just exported it. I just left it as 1280 by 720 because that's the size of the game, and it would be easier coding wise if I just left it as the full size of the game, because this sprite isn't moving at all. It's the only thing that's going to be changing in it is the facial expression. The actual pose isn't going to change. So in this case, I made it the full size of the image because it's not moving. If it was gonna move, then I wouldn't have done that because it would have caused issues. Yeah. All right. And yeah, so I set it to 1280 by 720, and then I exported it. And so if we go over to, and yeah, I wasn't. And if we go over, I'll just pull up, do I have it open? Yeah, okay. And so I then added it to my Mika folder. And so here is the completed body sprite. You can see that it has no eyebrows, no eyes, no mouth, and then it uses this base image as the sprite. Then it uses this mouth as the mouth. These are the eyes that it uses, and that's a little mistake there. I'll probably like go back and edit that, and then these are the eyebrows that it uses. Okay, and so once it has all of those, it puts those together. And then puts it on top of the background image that I'm using, and so let's go in, and I'm gonna show you the actual how I set it up. So within my animations.rpy file, I simply did a composite as if I was gonna create a normal sprite. So I did image Mika angry desk equals composite, and then I just set it to 1280 by 720, and then I just did each individual piece, and I set them all to 0, so that they don't move at all. And then the last thing that I did is when I called it, I did scene to call the background, and then I did show to show the image, and then I did a customized dissolve, and I made sure that this with dissolve was after both of these. And what this does is that it calls both of these at the same time, and then and applies a 1 second dissolve to it. And that's how I got the nice little transition. And that is how I set this up. And I did mention that I had one other thing. We made an edit to our gallery. So our gallery now has 2 pages. And so, and I will, I'll go over the gallery. Let's see. Yeah. So pretty much what I did is I took my gallery code, which is very straightforward. It's just the background image, and then the background image for the navigation, and then because my background image for my gallery is it's an open book, I'm using 2 grids, one on the left page and one on the right page. And so I set up each image based on where it should be, and then for a text button, I set up like a temporary arrow. I'm probably gonna do a image texture, a image button at some point, instead of like a fake arrow. But that's what I'm gonna set up. I'll probably replace this with an actual arrow in the future. And then all I did is I copied this, and I created a second screen, and for the arrow I made it a show menu for CG Gallery _1 for the next page. The reason I did 1 instead of 2 is because this just goes back to Python, that when you're doing an array, it always starts at 0. This isn't an array, but I just did it for it's good programming practice to have your if you're having multiple screens, that it's good to number them by with that in mind. So the second page is 1, but it was actually the second page, and it's just pretty much a copy and paste. And you'll notice that I commented it out because I don't like coding another page unless I have a full set of images. And so the major change that we did is that I made it. Oh, it's actually in gallery. So the major change that I did is I moved my condition so that if there's multiple images within within a slot, I made it so that it doesn't show, it doesn't unlock in the gallery until all the requirements for all the images are fulfilled. The reason I did that is because I was having trouble issues with this area, this one right here. Despite that the image, it was defined in my script to unlock the image. It wasn't unlocking the image, and the only way I can get it to fix was to use one condition instead of two conditions, and this one condition contains both the persistence. And so yeah, that is how we and so now the setup does not the setup does go, if it is not going to show all the images unless all the images are satisfied. So I'm going to go ahead and open our project. And you can see that this is our new gallery. You can see the new arrow, and all the it's fully updated. And so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna delete the persistent now, and then I'm gonna launch it again, and you'll see that it's all locked. The only one that's gonna be unlocked is the first one. Yep, all locked. All right. And so yeah, that's pretty much what I got. I apologize if this was a longer video than I anticipated, but we had a lot of updates to go through. So yeah, this has been Mega, and I will see you again next time.